That manifest you found? We tracked every package and they all check out except for one that was headed to the Manhattan Trust. We did some digging and guess who owns it? David Graves. Guy's some kind of billionaire, owns the TV station and a bunch of other shit. Look, Jackie's heading down to the boardwalk by himself. He has no idea about this Spear of Destiny crap. We gotta help him. So let's take it out before it ever reaches Jackie. Dalfo will meet you down at the bank. Come on, let's go get this Spear of Destiny.
Now that's more like it.
Bad news, guys. Graves got half of lower Manhattan on lockdown. They were expecting us. Somebody must have tipped them off. All right, looks like you're gonna have to try something new for a change. Blast your way in there and kill everybody.
In this level, we're going to cross to the other end of the subway platform, where we will meet up with Dalfo. Then we will escort him back to where we currently are, head over to the Manhattan Trust Bank, and Dalfo will plant a bomb that has a 2-minute time limit. During that time, we'll have to defend ourselves from a onslaught of enemies. And that'll be the entirety of the level. It's a perfectly fine level. Fun to play and all. It's got a nice satisfying challenge to it. But it is pointless. There's not even a relic to find. And I'm telling you all this now so that you can skip this video if you are so inclined, because I'm going to spend the entire video talking about the worst issues of the first volume of the Darkness comics. The second volume actually has even worse issues, but I'm not even going to touch those.
Hey, fellas. Ooh, this is why I never liked mass transit. All right, let's go blow shit up.
So this is going to be a major content warning for discussions of sexual assault and hate crimes. Just skip this video if you do not want to hear about that disgusting shit. Because these issues start off with Carla Denton stopping by an asylum for the criminally insane to speak to an inmate there named Walter Kalowski. She is escorted there by the guards, who she then immediately kills, and reveals that she knows that Walter Kalowski is actually a necrobus. The necrobi are the guys she learned about in India. They're a species that are powered by sexual energies of humans, like an incubus or a succubus, but even edgier, a necrobus. This one has been posing as a human, despite being 7 feet tall and as thick as a red oak, so that he can wander the world committing sex crimes, for which he has been locked up, and Carla just broke him free, so that he can help her kill Jackie. She buys his loyalty by promising to have sex with him, and after she fulfills her part of the bargain, he goes on to brag about the women in history that he's raped, including Lizzie Borden and Mary Todd Lincoln. Gotta love including actual historical figures for this bullshit. Also that he can say that Carla Denton is, for some reason, the best he's ever had. She just has supernatural sex powers. No explanation. Now, you'd think with something this extreme, they'd have a damn good reason to bring it up, right? Everything I just described doesn't tie into anything. It has no relevance to the story. It's just something they bring up that later gets tied up in a crossover with the Witchblade. It does juxtapose, however unintentionally, with the story that they're going to tell though, which actually starts at a woman's apartment after she has just finished having an orgy. This woman is Kim Yu Fang, and she apparently has an orgy every night, and it always leaves her unsatisfied. It's just some compulsion that she can't control. She gets a knock at the door, and it's a bunch of Darklings dragging Jackie's unconscious gunshot body. They found her address in Jackie's little black book, and brought him over so that she could stitch him up, because she's a doctor. She is, to say the least, hesitant to comply. Their blood. It turns out she knows Jackie, because when she was in med school, she fell in debt to the Franchettis. Jackie was sent to kill her, but instead he coerced her into sex in lieu of murder. So ever since, she has been a nymphomaniac. Nonetheless, she is told that she'll be killed if she doesn't comply, so she has to stitch up her rapist. Meanwhile, the Darklings call up Wenders for a little more help. He's in Detroit facing imminent death from a gang of homophobes who have quartered him in an alleyway when he gets the call, and they demand that he pick it up as his final act. So he does, and the Darklings leap through the phone and kill the gang of bigots, saving his life. Then they get him back to New York, and Jackie's regained consciousness, so they head off, taking the doctor with them in case Jackie's wounds act up again, so she's been kidnapped. They all end up in a motel together. Jackie sends Wenders out to pick up some food at a diner, and while he's there, he orders a latte, which causes the other patrons to clock him as gay and encroach upon him so as to also hate crime him to death. But just then, they're all engulfed in flames, as is the entire diner. Wenders drives back to the motel, bringing with him a gigantic demon, which Jackie immediately kills. Even the Darklings call that one an anticlimax. Jackie picks up a little scrap of the demon that he just killed and says, "This must be the work of the Angelus." Then, later, Capris Castiglione comes in and tells him, "Actually, you should go to Las Vegas, because everything you've done was just pointless."
Guys, get the fuck back! She's gonna blow!
Holy shit! I bet my uncle over in Jersey just crapped his pants.
So yeah, those are some really shitty comics in a really shitty comic series. I don't know how bad the comics have come across in my explanations thus far, but they are much worse than you can imagine. Oh, and in the depths of all that exciting action, Jackie apologized to Dr. Kim and said he's glad he didn't kill her, which she accepts and hugs him, which is a scene so awful that a different writer made sure to write a scene later on where Jackie goes to visit her at the hospital, and she tells him that she has not forgiven him, and if she ever does, it will be on her terms. But of course, even further down the line, Jackie brags about all of his sexual conquests and describes her as the med student who threw herself at him. So he never learns. He's the worst and always will be. See you next time for the finale of Vendettas.